Yo, what is good, chat? We starting right now, man. Welcome to the Deepwoken verse 3 direct, man. So, right now we're here. It's me, Raguzer, Nakdi, and I think Fino joined up. Let me turn down the music real quick. So, good to see everybody here today. You can go ahead and say hi to the rest of the squad.
What the fuck? Oh,
yo,
that's
what's good, Ryan?
Etherfly. What's good?
Yo.
I was like, how are you flying?
This is Etherfly, bro.
Yeah. Now I realized I was... I don't know. Dex made a pretty cool race with Heliodart, though, so...
Oh, yeah?
I like the wings.
I bet. Well, let's get started on this. We got a list of stuff, chat, we're going to be looking through based on the feedback you gave us in the Google form, so... we'll look through that, but before we do that, we have a couple things we're going to want to discuss first. So, if you want to start, Ryan, feel free.
Yeah. Alright, so... I mean, the whole point of the direct, right, was just... I mean, calling it a direct's pretty wild, because, you know, the previous ones we've, like, had stuff, like, specifically to show. I think this one's just going to be more, like, communicating with everybody on kind of where we're going with everything. You know what I mean? So, first off, it's like the update schedule, or like kind of how I want everything scheduled out. So we went ahead and dropped the Authority Origin, which was the first thing on our roadmap. So now we're working towards Holotide, and I kind of want Holotide to be a bit of a bigger update this year. So it's going to be your normal Holotide stuff, and I'd say at least like 2 of the other things on the bottom of the roadmap. So definitely want to get Iron Vow out by Holotide, and then either I think Divergences or Ceramide Hollow. We'll have to see what we have most of the time for, but I'd say those are like the 3 kind of next upcoming things on the roadmap, along with Holotide, of course.
Yeah, and for Holotide, you know, you can just expect like the usual Holotide stuff, right? People want like the weapons, new weapons and stuff. And,
yeah, exactly.
Right. I guess we can move on to the general direction of what we're trying to do, what we're trying to move towards.
Yeah, so for the past year or 2, Deep's kind of been focused on like fleshing out like all the like, you know, mantra content, weapon content, like just putting all these toys out for people to play with, essentially, you know, like just different tools. And in that time, like there's been a lot of great stuff that's come out, but there hasn't been a lot of new ways to like play with the content, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's been just like, you know, weekly there'd be a new legendary weapon or a new mantra and something like that. And we still want to do the weeklies, but I want these bigger updates to like kind of be a different way to like play with the tools in the game, and also a big focus on like lore expansion and immersive content like that. I mean, that's why the first update was the Authority Origin, and you know, we spent a lot of time like writing the NPCs. Nakdi and Percy were huge for that, and just like, you know, like getting it to a place where it's like, oh, I actually like feel like I'm a member of the Authority, and you know, players who like play it get to like meet all these new NPCs or new characters and like learn more about the world. Just makes it feel more lived in.
Yeah, I think a lot of people really appreciated the amount of work that went into also like, you know, just like the dialogue and, you know, stuff that people say that usually doesn't matter, I think actually made a much bigger difference because there was so much time put into it. So
100%. Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like, if we show a lot of love and care in the NPCs and like the world building and stuff, people will also care. It's when it's like, I guess, less... If there's not a lot to get invested in terms of like an NPC, then it's like players won't be invested. So it's like, you know, I think players definitely appreciated the level of care that was shown on these ones. To help them feel more part of the world.
Besides that, I guess we got the Q&A section after, right?
Yeah. Oh, I did want to go over one thing because I noticed people commenting on it, and it kind of probably seemed out of nowhere. Like the new movement animations, like the new sprint, the new slide jump, all those things. So this will kind of answer some questions people had about like where I've been and stuff. But I've just been working on other projects other than Deep for a little while, and I've gotten really used to like more modern looking animations and movement, and it kind of made me realize coming back to Deep, it's like, okay, Deep needs to be modernized in some areas because, like, we started working on this game in 2019, so I felt like it was due for a refresh on some of the like older animations and stuff. I want them to maintain a similar feel, so it's not too jarring, but like a big thing here, I'll drop to the ground for it. A big thing, I know some people like think the slide jump looks a little goofy maybe, but it's like, we can always tone that down and stuff. But, normal jump doesn't give you that animation. And the whole point is like, I wanted people to feel more immersed when they're moving around the game. So it's like, oh, I have momentum when I'm sliding. So it's like, oh, it makes sense that my character would react differently. So my main focus with like getting the animations changed and stuff is just to like make players feel more like grounded in the world, like their character is actually like in this space and not just kind of detached from the world. I think that's kind of also the main focus and driver on some of these updates is just to like make players and their characters feel like they're part of a world and not just not how do I put this? I don't want players to feel like just completely detached from it. Like, there's the world and then there's players. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like you are like a person experiencing this world as your character. I mean, that's what a good RPG would be. But yeah, we can move on to the Q&A. I just wanted to expand on
the anims.
The anims and just like kind of our general like design philosophy right now. Anything we can do to really make the player feel more immersed will tend to lean in that direction if we can.
All right, well, where do you want to get started on the Q&A?
Okay. Well, I kind of already do. Here, let me pull up the stream real quick. Does the stream have like the list we're looking at or no?
They don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just start from the top then.
Yeah, we can just go from the top.
Just making sure you got the same list that I do.
Yeah.
So the first one was like, where have I been recently? And yeah, I kind of expanded on that where I was just working on other projects and stuff. I think the last time I was working on Deep was with like Conquest and stuff. And I didn't really feel it's what Deep needed. And also, I felt like it was really hard to get fun. We were trying to like, I'm all for game modes. Like, Battle Royale, I think is a fantastic game mode. It's like a different way to like play with the stuff that already exists. I think it's cool, but yeah, trying to do a MOBA just wasn't really working how we wanted it to. Like I never felt like it was very fun. So that's kind of why it never came out. And I would say that like update overall is not coming. I mean, there are some interesting systems in the Conquest system that I would still like to use elsewhere because I do think there are some good ideas there. But I think trying to like force in the MOBA aspect wasn't really conducive to like a fun time in Deep.
Yeah,
especially with like the combat.
I was gonna say that overall, I think even the general player base wasn't very excited for Conquest.
Yeah.
As well, right? And so I think you saw more support for like this recent Authority Origin update we just dropped than like all of Conquest.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And that kind of ties into the design philosophy where I think for a long time I was playing a lot of competitive games and it was really like influencing like what I was wanting to make. I was wanting to make like competitive style, like either game modes or games or things of that nature. And I've recently just like really been on a kick of like a lot of single player games and realizing it's like, oh, like what I love about game design is like the immersive qualities of like these games, and just like I think that has a more tangible impact on my like how much I'm enjoying the games versus like a competitive grind where it's like I know a lot of people love competitive games and I do too, but I also kind of realize that after a certain point, especially if you're playing a game with any kind of like rank system, at some point you stop playing for the enjoyment and you're only playing for the rank. And when I caught myself doing that with Tekken 8, I realized it's like, this isn't like sustainable fun. This is just kind of like grinding out of addiction, not because I'm really enjoying the process anymore.
Also, let's see what else we got here. Also, peep in dev chat. We're gonna hop in
Okay.
that new server. Give it a sec, chat. We're gonna hop in a server with other devs as well. Speaking of though, that next question there, up to Fino if he wants to answer this, but it reads: the Hive Origin and Life Weaver are two highly anticipated content updates. Are there still plans to release them, and if so, when?
One sec, I'm typing in this code. Oh wait, that was for Fino. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah. With Rag here and his legendary rally skill, it's gonna be not too difficult. So definitely not too long is what I'll say.
I appreciate that, Fino.
And then on to the next question. We look. Team has been a lot more transparent about updates recently. What's changed? Will you continue to update me about your future plans?
Okay. Yeah, so I think the biggest difference now versus like before in terms of like communicating is, I think before there wasn't really a concrete plan on what the team was doing. Like there wasn't a roadmap because like there wasn't any, well, I mean, there were talks of like big updates in the works, but there was no like concrete goal of like everything that we wanted to get done. And, you know, it was kind of just like, oh, there's a, Ceramide being worked on and the PvP Luminant. It's just like players knew these individual updates existed, but not so much like where they fit into the grander scope of things or like the general timeline of updates. So it's like when I came back, I was just like, a big deal to me was to have like kind of a core idea of what we wanted to accomplish, and from there, like listing out updates that we really felt like would work towards that goal. And it kind of just made it easy to lay out into a roadmap and easier to communicate overall. I think when the team's all focused on the same thing, it's easy for us to also be like open with the community on what we want to do. I do like keeping secrets to a small degree. I don't like spoiling too much, but I don't think it has to be something where we don't speak to the community at all. Like we definitely should be communicating our plans because that gets people excited and it gets people invested. And, like we like when people are excited because it makes us more excited. So it just makes sense to like communicate the game plan and what we want to do.
On to the next question then. We don't have to do this one. All right, will Verse 3 feature a major rework of the combat system like Verse 2 did? If so, what would that entail?
So, I've been thinking about the combat a lot. I wouldn't say there's going to be a major rework. I do think I haven't been in competitive for a while,
or Chime
but
quests ever come out to make it more
like
than
I
just
played
about
Chime,
LA?
I think like a year and a half ago or something, and I played it a lot, and overall kind of enjoyed my time outside of like some unbalanced like metas and stuff. But things that I'd change about the combat, I mean, I think most people can agree that basic feints are borderline useless. I mean, mantra feints are obviously incredible.
Mantra feints are like You have to
Yeah,
play
that
with
that is how you feint. That is how
exactly.
you feint in this game. You're not feinting your M1s.
You don't.
So it kind of nullifies base combat if base feinting is pretty weak. So the most I'd be willing to, well, not willing to change, but something I've been thinking about for a while because I did this in another game was charging your attack. So it's like the timing at which a basic attack can come out can be variable. And obviously you can still react to the swing, but it's like you can kind of mind game the opponent more, I think, when you're able to like delay your attacks or like, you're still threatening an attack, and like kind of taking that space. But when you're able to charge it, it's like you can swing instantly like you always did, or you can, charge it up and release it at a different time or charge it to max and maybe has different effects. That's kind of what I've been thinking in terms of like any changes I'd make to core combat, because base feinting it's either going to be insanely strong or it's going to be very bad. I think it's kind of a hard balance to strike.
Brotherhood on top,
and I feel that
shout to
charging
Big D's
your
art.
light attacks is ultimately going to be like a healthier way of implementing quote unquote feints to your base combat. Not that feints need to be removed or something. It's just that I think they're kind of underwhelming and they don't really provide much incentive to be used. But I don't foresee a rework in terms of like, we added like bursts and the reservoir change. I might change my mind on this later. I kind of want to just start sparring more and like getting more in touch with the combat. But I also think the combat needs to lend itself to being more interesting in PvE as well. I think we can't over focus on just making it like competitive. Like ultimately the combat needs to be fun when you're fighting NPCs as well. It needs to be fun first at all times. That's kind of my mind on combat right now. That was a little rambly. That was a little all over the place, I'll be honest. But that's because there's no concrete plans I'd say for it right now.
Yeah, it would definitely be nice to also, I think, in general, we've been with the Verse 2 combat system for so long, right? Verse 1 to Verse 2 was like a massive change. And well, I don't think we always need to just be like changing stuff for the sake of changing it. I think it would just be kind of nice to see some things change up. I think some people who are more engaged
especially if they're
PvP.
improvements.
Yeah, exactly.
Improvements to be made to it. I mean, because the verse 1 change, the verse 1 to 2 change, was because we felt like the original reservoir system was pretty bad. It didn't really do what we wanted it to, so we tried a different system. And, that's what we'll tend to do if we think a concept is kind of flat or hasn't worked out. It's fine to remove it and rework it or add something new if you think it needs to be.
Well, with that being said, we can move on to the next question here. What's the idea behind Iron Bow? How will it work? What impact do you think it'll have on the game?
Iron Bow. Okay, so I'm really excited for Iron Bow, and 1 second. Okay. So I'm really excited for Iron Bow. I know a lot of the community isn't really sure what it entails aside from quote-unquote hardcore Deepwoken. But, earlier how I was saying, like, I want to add systems that, like, change how you play with existing content. Aga?
Say that one more time. Sorry. I was changing a setting.
No, you're good. Earlier I was saying I want to, like, work on updates or systems that change how you play with existing content.
Right, yeah. Stuff we already have.
Yeah, that's kind of the main focus with Iron Vow is, like, trying to... Obviously, it's going to be, like, a little more hardcore of an experience, like RuneScape Iron Man's, where it's, like, you can't trade with people, you, like... It's kind of like Vow of Thorns, where it's, like, one life sends you to the depths, those kinds of things. So there are other more hardcore elements. And then maybe like some inspirations from Terraria where there's like unique bosses in hardcore mode only, which we want to do. but I also really want to fundamentally change like the core of like how builds are made in that mode. So like an Iron Vow character feels very different from a base game character. Like I want players to play it for different reasons. You know, it's like they enjoy the loop of Iron Vow more or less if they don't enjoy it. But I do want it to be like ultimately a different experience, and I don't want to spoil it too hard, which is why I'm being a little cryptic in my explanation here. Because I think the system I got cooking for Iron Vow is pretty cool, and I think a big, I wouldn't even say a quote-unquote big problem, it's just more so like a product of its systems with Deep's build making and progression, is that it's very difficult for us to add gimmicks to builds, where it's like, oh, this build has a very obvious downside, but a very strong upside. The way builds get made in Deep is that often, if a build were to have weaknesses, it can be offset by the player through whether it be like Shrine of Order or different equipment. Like there's almost always a way to like alleviate the downsides to your build. There's no like, oh, this build is like super strong up close, but it can't hit you at range. You know, there's no trade-off. So that's something I'm really focused on with the Iron Vow progression, is like making it so there can be gimmicks and there can be like major ups and downsides, because I think that ultimately lends itself to like more fun like gameplay and combat, when it's like, oh, I know my build has these weaknesses, but I'm really good in another area. So I'm either like really strong, like high damage, but I have low HP, you know, like a glass cannon, or I'm really tanky and I can like support my team, but I can't really DPS somebody out super fast, like a tank, you know, those kinds of things. I'd say that's the main thing I'm excited about for Iron Vow, is going to be like the variety in actual characters.
Yeah, I think to a certain degree, there's been like several times a lot of people have said like, oh, dude, like Deepwoken builds, they all feel the same, right? Like,
yeah.
I think there are like very distinguishable builds in Deepwoken, but even amongst like those builds themselves, it's like, okay, like a track star will always play there's only like so many different archetypes, like track star, maybe water builds, right, support. But for the most part, even those builds kind of play the same. And so I think adding like a few more archetypes and trying to add more diverse gameplay will hopefully lead to more fun experience.
Yeah, I'm excited for people to try it out too, because ultimately, you know, Iron Vow is going to be a thing where it's like, you make an Iron Vow character or you change a slot to be an Iron Vow character, and it's like, you're only playing with other Iron Vow players. So it's like, you're all playing by the same rule set, essentially. So you're not going to be at a disadvantage in terms of like, you're an Iron Vow character fighting like a god tier base game Deep build or something like that.
Well, I guess
not to say it's going to be perfectly balanced. I mean, there's bound to be issues in balance somewhere, but hopefully it's a more diverse gameplay experience.
Yeah, and hopefully it just lets us add like, I don't know, like a few archetypes that just couldn't exist in base Deepwoken without like, obviously like maybe people who gank or even people who just like hop and chime, for example, just complaining about it. Right.
Yeah.
Next question. What are divergences and what are the ideas behind them? For example, what is their plan scope? How will they be obtained, etc.?
Divergences? Okay. Divergences are... It's kind of like a broad term, but let me start out by saying in Deep, I know there's probably some people watching that played Rogue Lineage, and I know they remember things like Tomeless, Vampire, unlockable races like Construct, Cameo. You know, these were things that really fundamentally changed your gameplay. Like, and they were like cool parts of the world. It's like, oh, you pick up a Bloodthorn, you become a vampire, you can infect people and turn them into vampires. You know, it's like, you can't go in the sun. I think that's something Deep has like missed out on. We don't have anything like vampirism, for example, or I mean, you can't really have Tomeless when everybody's essentially Tomeless, but just like these core abilities or like race changes that like really change your progression. But Divergences also encompasses like, you know, like racial progression. We don't have any like interesting like evolutions to races. I think I wish we could show it, but there was like a mock-up idea of like the Vesperian progression that Natoons drew up with like mandibles under the mask. It looks super cool.
I mean, I can show it if you want.
Yeah. Let me pull it up and send it to you. Because I thought this was like super cool concept.
Let me pull it up for chat.
He drew this a couple of days ago, didn't he? Ah, here it is. And this is like a rough draft mock-up, but I thought it was like super cool, like a great idea. And obviously, like, you know, players would have the option if they wanted to have that cosmetic or not, but
Here you go, chat.
I think it'd be super sick to, like, you know, feel like you can kind of ascend your characters' aspects and stuff.
I think it's also been something that's been pretty requested amongst the community to have, like, you know, evolutions of this sort of type. And I think, honestly, I think like just like the look of your character having like an upgrade is tough in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of like differentiates them from like freshies too. Like it's like, you know, your character looks more seasoned. Yeah.
I think the only thing we have right now that like showcases somebody's like, you know, high level players, either they have like an oath visual, right, a bell, or they're like, you know, they dye their character a bunch, and you can kind of tell that they've been playing a ton. But I think something else for the race, I think, yeah, I'm super excited that looking in that direction.
Yeah, because I feel like people get really attached to like whatever race they like to play. Usually, in Deep, it's mostly for the visual aspect. So if we can just improve on that too, I think that's awesome. I mean, there could even be like better racial abilities for like each evolution. I'd be curious what the community thinks on that, but I don't know. I think it could be really cool. It could also help differentiate builds a little even more. And that's also, you know, the thing with Divergences, like I was saying with Vampire, it's like things like that, or some kind of equivalent in Deep, or like Deep's own idea, I think would be really nice. And I think it would add a lot to the world. It would feel like, you know, there's these like unique abilities or like forms you can take in the world because of like the setting we're in.
Right.
I think that would go a long way.
Or like it's like also like kind of tapped in with like the lore, for example. Like I think it'd be really cool for like Curseds to kind of have like their lore evolution be tapped in with something you do at Lullaby Isles, for example, right? Like that's where you like kind of evolve.
Yeah,
like I
exactly.
Think more stuff in tune like that will have people who
and it gives us opportunities to like add places that like make sense for those individual aspects.
Right.
Speaking of adding places, this is this actually? Oh, it's the next question. Perfect.
Nice. Yeah.
The central Luminant. So, I am happy to say I did think of a way that we can do Central Luminant, and I would really like to do it. However, it's not in the current, like, I would say current game plan. The major focus right now for me and the whole team is like that roadmap. Because like these are ideas we're really excited about. We know we can like get these done. We kind of have them. I wouldn't say like fully set in stone. There's still like ideas to play around with on some of them and like improve on. But with the progress we're making on these ideas, I do see it being possible for us to do the Central Luminant.
Yeah, I think for a while.
Honestly,
honestly,
I'm just really excited by like expanding the world, and I think adding a Central Luminant would go a long way in expanding the world and making it a lot more interesting. Because like the only problem with the Eastern Luminant, the Etrian Luminant, and like the Eastern conflict in general, right, is we hear about all these like cool places like the Citadel at Markor, which is like, you know, the divers like university and also like base of operations, like their headquarters. It's like we hear about this place and it's like I'm sure people want to see it or go there. I mean, like hell, like that's been one of the places I've wanted to get in the game most since it was like a base plate. So, and that place is in the Central Authority, so that would be that'd be a dream come true to me.
I think it's also just been like the biggest ask of like most of the community since like the game's release, like a new Luminant. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I definitely see it being a possibility. However, I just want to say for now, the main focus is on that verse 3 roadmap.
I guess on to the next question was also a big one. It's the team's vision for Layer 3. Would it be open world or would it be like a dungeon like Layer 2?
So, I don't want to spoil too much, like in terms of like all the design ideas we have for it, but its layout. The layout was actually the reason Layer 3 was even like quote unquote approved, right? Is because we were like, oh wait, here's an idea that actually works. So when it's just one big open world like Skyphosia or Layer 1, I don't know, it lends itself to feeling pretty empty, I feel like. However, the exploration aspect is there, right? It's like I can go around this whole open world and explore. And it's when it's more instance, like Layer 2, it can kind of feel like you're not interacting with anybody. It feels empty in a different way, where it's like, instead of the map is too big and you don't run into anyone, it's like, oh, I'm only here with the people I brought. And I can't run into anybody, which is its own problem. I need water.
You good?
Talking too fast.
I was gonna just to continue real quick. Also, like, bro, Layer 2. After you just do like a few runs of Layer 2, it's like it's also kind of like the same thing every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people got
100%.
Even though it's like a brand new expansion. Let's be real, chat. Most of us got pretty bored after Layer 2 dropped in like 2-3 weeks. We kind of knew everything. Everyone made the video.
Yep.
You watch like 2 videos on it, you kind of know the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, I think with Layer 3, the kind of layout we're going for is sort of imagine... I feel like I need to like have a visual like to show the chat, but imagine you have these kind of overworld, or not overworld, these open server kind of areas like Celtor and Layer 1, but you travel to them through instance zones. So if you had, I'm about to like draw a little like
Paint.net. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm about to open that Paint.net real quick. So it's like starting zone. Coral Fiend. Yeah, this will work. So we'll do like Coral Fiend's Garden up here. Then we'll do like the City of Flames. And then we'll do the Layer 3 entrance. So we'll have these as like the 3 major like kind of Celtor Layer 1 related zones, but then spaced out in between them will be like these individual like randomized like paths sort of. So you'd be traveling through Layer 3 in like these different zones. Actually, I'm not going to do circles, I'm going to do squares because it's going to make it actually easier to like visualize.
Right, and an important thing to know about like these kind of like cities you can go to, like these like open world areas that like, they're, like I said, they're like the traditional, like you can pick a server and like go in between, like, join your friend. But like once you're like in those like kind of randomized areas traveling in between, like you're on your own with your squad. Like you definitely gotta be keep your head up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely want an element of danger in Layer 3 that I don't think really exists in Layer 2. Dude, I am not gonna do it justice with this. Not in the slightest. But this will work for now. Almost done, 1 second. Okay, here, I'll send you this picture. Maybe you look at it before you even show the stream and just see if it even makes sense.
Sure.
But the idea would be like, you know, you travel out from these like individual locations into these like smaller instance locations, and they could be like, they're meant to kind of like be like travel between the big zones, but the small ones are instanced. And you can end up going the wrong way. You could accidentally loop back to the entrance if you don't know where you're going. But every time one of these squares is next to each other, it's like that would be... You could exit that side and you'll go into that next zone. So that's kind of how it all plays together. Or that's the idea, at least.
So, like...
That's kind of the layout we'd want to go for.
Yeah, for like each of these like individual squares, like there would be like an entrance, and then like there'd be like 2 exits that like kind of separate to like, you know, like the next square forward, right? But
yeah,
and there would also be like, you know, like I said, the randomized bits. So maybe we can even have like some randomized exits, for example, like a randomized exit that can spawn and that can like take you like straight to a city, but it's like rare, for example, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, just like events like that and things that can happen. Like while you're in the zones, I think would be a huge part of it. But I think this would like make the layout a lot more interesting, because it's like you actually get the sense of exploration. It's like, I mean, maybe the first few times you go through, you like don't even make it very far, and you just have to like go back. But then you randomly happen like upon like, and even though the individual zones are like randomized, the path would be the same, at least on how to get to these big spots. So like players who like learned and, you know, mastered layer 3, you know, they're still rewarded because they have the map in their heads of like how to get places. So I just think this will go a long way towards actually feeling like you're going on an expedition into layer 3, you know, and you're like trying to find these lost places.
Yeah, hopefully we'll keep it fresh as well. And I think for a while, a lot of people have been asking for like some sort of randomization in, you know, like layer 2, for example. And I also think a lot of people wanted open world, so I think it's a great way to kind of combine both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
A little off topic here, Rag, but I saw a question here. People want to hear about wiping in layer 3. Should we explain that, or keep it a secret?
I think we keep it a secret for now.
Sure thing. And on to the next question then. Let's see, where are we at? Can we expect a greater focus on fleshing out the game's lore and progressing its narrative going forward?
Okay, so that's 2 questions, or it has 2 separate answers at least. In terms of fleshing out the lore, I'd say that's an extremely important factor in terms of like the core game design philosophy right now, which is making things feel more immersive. So the more the lore feels attached to the world and players are interacting with it, it's going to add to that immersion. So you're going to see a lot more interest in like, or not a lot more interest, you're going to see a lot more care go into like NPCs that get written, any books we add, you know, or even in the environmental designs, like trying to like make the world like visually make sense, due to like how certain factions have like interacted with it, just like visual storytelling in that way. And as for like progressing the narrative, that kind of ties into the central Luminant idea. If I feel like if we're going to let players go to the central Luminant, we have to progress the Eastern conflict, what's going on with the Authority and Etria right now. So yes, I do want to see the story of the world progress. We just have to start like implementing ways of like that players can impact how the world is going to change. Like I believe Ark said at one point, like having players be in certain factions and like having like however much they do like impact what we're going to do like update wise for like how we want to progress the world. I think that could be really cool, and also it would make players feel like they're part of something, where they're kind of making like, in a way, they're making the design decision by like saying which faction they want to back in these like conflicts or these different like lore events. So I do see the conflict, or like the world conflicts progressing.
Yes, the next question. What is the ship modules update going to be? Will it fundamentally change or improve sailing in Deepwoken?
I wish Ark was here for that one, because that's gonna be his baby.
Stuff, yeah.
But I will say that sailing, unfortunately, has definitely been a pain point with the game, and it's a major point to me that it gets improved, because the game's on the ocean, like that's a big part of the game, so the sailing does need to be engaging. Like I don't have a ton to say on it right now in terms of like exactly what is going to be done, but just know that it is like at least a focus for me. Like I want sailing to be really good in this game. Just right now it's about finding like the correct ways to make it work and make it more fun for the community to engage with.
I actually think that also ties kind of into the next question here, talking about, we've talked or teased about a Void Sea exploration and Void Tower updates. Are they still planned?
In terms of immediate scope, they are not in the... What is it? They are not in the roadmap, so they are not in like immediate like vision. However, I would say after the roadmap, Void Sea and Central Luminant are the like main focuses, whereas the Void Tower, I'm not as certain on.
I think Void Sea would be a great way to kind of have a tie into the ship module, because
Yeah, 100%. And also it's like Void Sea is going to be expanding the world, the lore more. Like it's a more immersive update in my opinion. Whereas like Void Tower, I mean, from the initial write-up of it, it seems kind of like Ceramide, and we already want to improve Ceramide, you know what I mean? So I feel like there's like some overlap there. Maybe maybe in the far future, Void Tower. Like when we get to a point where it's like we're happy with everything we already have, and we have everything to the degree we want. But right now, I would say Void Tower is not in the cards.
Yeah, we got a lot on the plate already.
Void Sea, however, is definitely something I want to dig into at some point.
And final question here: does the team have any plans for the game after Verse 3 yet?
After Verse 3, I mean, there's no roadmap yet. I mean, because we're still working on our current one. But I imagine the next roadmap that comes out after the current one would include Central Luminant on it. So I would say post Verse 3, Central Luminant is going to be more of the grand focus.
Yeah, probably could just like segue into calling it like verse 4, to be honest.
Yeah, just like yeah, I guess I can kind of elaborate on that. Like last time verse 2 came out, it was called verse 2 after like all these big updates got dropped all at once. So obviously we still want to have these larger updates that like players get excited for, but spending 8 months where we can barely push any code correctly, like we did for verse 2, where it's like, oh well, we can't really put out any content because we're focused on like this one big thing and we can't talk about it because we want it to be secret. I thought it might be a lot smarter to like do verse 3 kind of as like an ongoing change to the game. So it's like, it's kind of the same scope as verse 2, but it's like we're delivering it like chunks at a time instead of all at once. And by extension, that means like the updates we can kind of package together and like have be like fun set experiences on their own, like the Authority Origin. Like we can get those out to players immediately, or you know, as soon as possible.
I also think it's nice because, like, you know, when people hear about like verse 2, right? People remember like the long wait from verse 1 to verse 2. A lot of people dooming. I think,
it was really doomer because, I mean, I don't blame them either because it was like radio silence, like, oh, it's being worked on, and it's like,
yeah, like the trailer dropped like 6 months before the actual thing too.
Oh man,
yeah,
really? 6 months?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was that long.
The Combat Direct and the trailer was like 6 months before. It was like nothing else really said.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, and that I guess the way we're doing verse 3 now kind of plays into how we want to communicate better with the community and stuff. Just let them know what we're doing, because I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what players have really just been asking for. It's like, just let us know what you're working on. That way that way, like, they have a reason to, like, be excited and believe that the game is, you know, receiving these updates.
I think from there's like other smaller questions here that were noted, or also like dev-focused questions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see. You got that list of like the smaller ones, right?
Oh yeah, I do. I got it. Yeah, I got the list, but we can keep with the format. You can just ask me them, I guess.
Would the team ever consider doing larger updates every 2 weeks or once a month instead of updating the game through weeklies? Why were weeklies chosen as the core update cycle?
So I think players could have already kind of seen with the way we're approaching verse 3 is that we kind of are moving to, like, I wouldn't call it monthly. It is like, it's not on a set schedule where it's like, oh, every month there's going to be this big update, but it is kind of this thing where it's like, oh, okay, this thing on the roadmap is up next, and we can kind of assume that's going to come within a decently quick, like a 1 to 2 month time frame, so they can like expect that to follow up. That doesn't mean we'll do away with weeklies on like a bug fix or patch basis. There will still be weeklies where there is content in them, like you know, the last one with Natune's weapon. There'll still be elements of that where it's like every week you'll see a patch come out where it's like bug fixes, maybe some small content here and there, like, you know, things people have worked on in the meantime. But they will be kind of working towards these like more planned out larger updates, like Authority Origin, or with this month it's going to be Hollow Tide and Iron Vow.
Yeah, I also think it's just generally nice, like, I mean, I think it's also like kind of what people generally wanted, like less focus on the weeklies, more on like the big updates. And I think, being honest, like the weeklies we had, especially like maybe even a few months before, it's like it was taking away time from just focus on like actual big updates that, as you can see, got a lot of people back into the game. I think that's pretty nice to see.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I was I guess decently surprised that people like the Authority Origin so much. I mean, when we were making it, I was super excited about it.
Yeah.
Like, and I still think it's super cool. It's just I was also, I don't know. It was really cool to see like the community get behind it and really enjoy it as well. Like, it was a lot of great feedback.
Let's see here. Next question. Are there any plans to rework old areas of the game, such as Miniatures and Layer 1?
Are there any plans to rework old areas? Oh, okay. So like, kind of like how we did with Merit in a way, like,
Or I guess Arisia
adding new
as
life
well.
there.
Arisia also got some nice touch-ups.
Yeah. I would say it's on I won't call it as needed, but like when we have an idea like Authority Origin, for example, where it's like we really want to flesh out this faction and we want to make it like super cool, I think that's when we make the decision. It's like, well, if we want to make like the Authority Origin feel really cool, like I remember when we were first talking about it, we were like, there needs to be like a town attached to Merit that, you know, like the soldiers can go hang out in, because that kind of like makes sense. It's like a military town where the soldiers on their off time get to go down and like relax and go to the tavern and things like that. So I would say area reworks are like an update by update basis, and we kind of like go in and design it and decide like, oh, this area really needs a touch up because it like fits the vision. But I wouldn't say we're going to just like rework every old area just because it's older.
Yeah, I think we can just kind of decide, like, oh, like this area hasn't really been touched up a lot. Like, I think a good example probably is like, you know, we end up doing like well, probably we'll get to it, but the like a summer origin, right? Like summer has been kind of, it's been like the same thing for like years. Probably would get like a nice touch up when we come to that. So if it makes sense, I think we'll hit it.
I would say that if the origin's related to a faction, odds are that the faction's base will be improved in some way or like expanded on.
All right, next question here. How does the team feel about the current state of the game's PvP and PvE balance? Huh?
It's an ongoing process, really. It's just like trying to take with PvP balance. It's an interesting design problem because you kind of try and design these weapons like for. If you design them for PvP first, I definitely think it shows in like how the weapon works, like what critical it has, or like anything like that. Like you can definitely tell it's like, oh, this is meant to be a PvP weapon, versus like something that might be intended to be a PvE weapon and like it's either broken in PvP, like super strong, or it doesn't like work well at all in PvP. So it's kind of a hard it's a hard balance to strike as the developers as well. So we just try and like take the player feedback as we can and implement it there.
I think
I would say a big problem with balance throughout Deep's life cycle has been that there's not a lot of meaningful trade-offs on certain things. So like let's say like a Clips Kick, for example. It's this unblockable, high damage, high wind-up move, right? And like that's, in my mind, that's what a good trade-off would be. Maybe not a Clips Kick per se, but it's like, okay, this move has clear upsides, clear downsides, and that's what allows it to do so much damage. Or in the case of like the opposite, maybe a very fast move that does no damage, but it interrupts people. I'm sure like players could see the utility in that, where it's like, oh, this move doesn't do damage, but I can use it to like steal my turn back when I normally wouldn't like have my turn. I think just like designing more in that domain will help with the balance, where it's like these moves or these weapons, you know, any like piece of content we add has clear upsides and downsides, I think that'll lend itself to being more balanced than, oh, this move comes out on a 0.4 windup and it does X amount of damage because it has to, or it does a different flavor of damage. I would just like going forward for us to like design with like clear use cases for moves or weapons in mind, and like balance the strengths and weaknesses of that specific piece of content around those guidelines.
Yeah, I definitely think it will be sometimes a bit challenging though. I do think that there's like so many different weapons and mantras that like pretty much most bases have been covered, right? So to try and like come up with like something like completely different will almost always result in like probably there being like some busted combination or like things you'll have to like kind of patch it over time, which I do think is like for example, right, like when we got like a new bell, right, way back then, right, people were doing like shadow vortex and gravity field, right, and like that was something that like was like leading into like one shot combos, which is something we had to like basically patch out. So I do think it's sometimes troublesome to really, you know, because you want players to be able to have those like unique interactions, right? But I think a lot of times they catch on, become like super meta, or like you'll see like a TikTok clip of it, and like people are like, dude, what happened to this game? Like this game's so unbalanced.
Well, yeah,
right?
but you see that kind of plays into what we were talking about earlier when I was talking about like the Iron Vow stuff.
Right.
Is that the base game of Deep kind of allows you to entirely negate downsides, right? Like a move could be designed in a vacuum to be balanced, but what was the shadow move that like basically you had to get out of the circle? I forgot the name.
Shadow Vortex?
Shadow Vortex, yeah. So Shadow Vortex, you know, like in a vacuum is a fine idea. Like it's like, oh, okay, it's like this move is extremely powerful, but it has such a long windup, you just need to respect the zone and get out. But then players find ways to make sure you don't leave or move, and it kind of offsets that downside entirely. Like the moves are designed individually with balance, but they don't always they can become unbalanced when combined with other factors, which is I mean, design wise is pretty difficult to balance, but we try our best and we'll continue trying based on player feedback.
Next question: are the War Master and Chef Oaths still planned to be added to the game?
War Master and Chef Oaths. I don't know about Chef, but War Master is planned. I think especially with the Authority Origin coming out, it's more imperative now that it gets added at some point in the future, because like, you know, a War Master NPC is like actively in the game, and I think it'd be really cool for like players to like get to know more about Jericho in that way, and just like the War Master Oath in general. Yeah, that kind of leans more towards immersive gameplay to me.
For Chef Oath, that's something I'll be doing. Like I'm already working on it right now, like as we speak.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry about it, chat. I know like people are like, no, I'm working. Like I was actually looking for a few different ideas, and I think I got it down for what I want to do for Chef Oath. So yeah, but if you guys have any suggestions for like, you know, things you might want to see, I'm always, you know, open to looking for like maybe like one or two more ideas for Chef Oath. Anywho, are we going to see any new world events added to the game?
I feel like Arc would be the best ask on that one, but in terms of like my current like design vision, it's really focused on that roadmap, like laser focus on everything on that roadmap.
Yeah, I know it was promised like we'd get more at some point, but I think if anything, there's like two things that could probably not take that much time to do. There's like one that's, I think there was like a PvP one. Do you remember that, Rag? It was like the volcanoes and shit that pop up.
I think I read that right up, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's also like Etris Raid, which I also think probably could be put on the list, since like we want to probably give a way for the Authority to win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think those two are like, you know, potential ones to add, like flesh out a little bit, maybe add like one or two bits of content too to like really make it stand out as a world event, and I think we'd be good from there.
Yeah, that'd actually be really cool as like a unique Authority world event where like they get told it's, oh, an Etris raid is going on, and then they can like get sent to it.
Like join.
Yeah.
Then like maybe like in the future, if like we had like Etrian, like you can kind of like side with Etrian, then like there's a reason for like both sides to like fight.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like a Vigil origin or something like that. I mean, I'd like to see that at some point as well. I think it's kind of funny. It's when we think about all these origins and factions you can join. I don't know. Maybe some people do think about it, but I know that I wasn't initially thinking about Etria and Etris, and then I was like, wait, like it makes complete sense to like have an origin based on like the Vigil at the very least. Maybe not Etria, because that's kind of currently under the Lord Regent's thumb. But I mean, if anything, that would be more of a Ministry origin. Which I'm not sure on how I feel about a Ministry origin completely yet, just because they are kind of like our I would say are more like obvious villains in the Deepwoken universe, whereas like the Authority is like, they're kind of villains depending on which side you're on, but the Ministry is kind of everybody's enemy. But I think players might be excited to like join their ranks and like figure out more about them, because realistically that would be one of the only ways to like learn about them, because they're so secretive.
I think it'd be cool for maybe like if we end up doing that, like some stuff in the depths. I know some people have been like asking about like more things as well to do in the depths. So.
Oh yeah. I would definitely like to see the depths more fleshed out. In the original vision of the game, it was kind of meant to be this thing where if you got sent from the overworld to the depths, you would go to the depths and come back stronger if you escaped. And that was always kind of like the plan with that. It didn't really kind of translate into the final product of the game, but I would still like to see it be a part of the game. It's still like in my mind is like the original vision and something I would like to see actually worked in.
I guess we got the next question here. Will we see any new mounts in the game? Ooh, mounts. Right.
Well, I'm Limebeard's here, so
Lime, hey, feel free to talk.
Yes, sir. I'd love some new mounts.
Alright, you have the answer there.
Or maybe like a 40 mount.
I do think expanding on that just a little bit, for like the idea of like central, I think it was like brought up like mounts could be like the method for like transportation, which would be kind of cool. Kind of cool to see.
Yep.
Somebody said lionfish mount in chat. What do you guys think of that?
It'd be sick to like run
That's
in the
hard.
depths. Like water mount or like depths. Multiple mob reworks have been teased in the past. Lionfish, Jellyfish, Kaido. Are they still planned, and when can players expect them to drop?
The ones that have been teased, I do expect them to still come out. Though, when can players expect them? Probably, I would say they're going to most likely be lumped in with the like the larger content updates we drop, like Holotide or Iron Vow, Divergences, the ship modules, and then saving some for layer 3 and things of that nature. Okay. I'm gonna pick one last question. I'm gonna pick the last one.
Free?
This one's interesting. Are there any plans for an ending for Deepwoken's narrative? Do you ever envision the game having a true final boss? And I would not say a true ending, because the end of Deepwoken is essentially supposed to be the end of the world, so whenever that would occur. But in terms of like the narrative itself, I would see it moving forward in big ways. Like if we ever add a Lord Regent boss fight, winning that should have a large it should have a huge impact on the world, and like either like that would be the setup to send you to Central Luminant or something to that degree, or just like having a huge overarching impact on the like the current Luminants and like the NPCs responding to it, like the world changing based on that. Like I do want to see quote unquote final endgame bosses as like narrative elements, you know, that really like change the story in the world.
Yeah.
Well, I guess besides that, that was your last question, right?
Yes, sir.
All
Wait, Rhett,
Chad?
can I expand on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying, like I was talking about this earlier in dev chat, but it would be cool if whenever we expand to do things like that, it would be like a storyline type of thing. Like you beat the maestro, and then it's like you basically recruit more people to fight like endgame bosses like that, or like some sort of like actual quest line rather than like single bosses. I think that would make it much more fun.
I agree. Yeah, that's a great point.
More linear in a sense. Thinking.
Yeah.
It'd also just be like cinematic. It's like Maestro like fighting Regent as you're like also fighting him.
Yeah, kind of like you need to like recruit these lore characters in the world to like actually stand a chance against other lore characters that you're fighting.
Alright.
True.
That's cool.
But no, this has been great, man. I'm happy to be back and like talking to the community, just like tell them what we're gonna do.
Alright, chat. Well, that's gonna be pretty much it for today, chat. Kind of covered, I think, a lot of good stuff here.
We'll probably do well, I'll probably hop on stream with you to talk to them again, like either right before or right after Holotide drops.
Oh, you want to do like another direct or like regular stream?
It'll probably be like a direct style thing where we like, I kind of would like to like just come in and talk about like a state of the game address essentially every time we do a more major update. That way they can know it's like, okay, this is how this update went, this what went right or wrong, and this is what we're working on next.
I guess if there's anybody else like in chat right now, or like in this VC who wants to like, because like there's like dev focused questions. Don't know if anybody wants to answer any of them.
I'll answer you.
Yep. I'll be fine too.
Yeah, I think you guys have that Google form.
Can you post it?
Yeah.
Nakti sent me like the questions directed towards me.
Knack, you should have sent.
Oh yeah, I sent everybody questions. I was planning to put up the answers on like a Google Docs thing after the stream. But if you guys want to like knock some of them out in the stream, that's fine too. Like I'll still post them afterwards for people to read. So
Sure, let me take a look.
Do you want to go first, Fino?
Sure.
Find some.
Let me see. I'll wait on Agamatsu. You want to find him first, or I'm going to Nakti's teams?
I can send them all in like. Hold on, let me get the Google Docs because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, give me a sec. Share. Anyone with link can access. There you go. That should be fine. Do you want to look in
Be right back.
dev chat, Aga? If you're going to be conducting the order in which people are going to answer.
I mean, we can just do them as we see them, to be honest. Let me look. See what there is.
I mean, like getting them from the form itself.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the form answers.
Not sure. I kind of tried to condense like all of them. Like from what I've seen, the most common ones into sort of one. So most of it should be covered, but you know, there's always stuff that slips through the cracks if you find it interesting.
Yeah, let me see.
More scythe weapons. What do you guys think about twin blades? Chat. Mid?
That's crazy.
Mid, bro, mid.
No, let's listen to the chat. Come on, chat. Twin blades? What do you think
Dude,
about
if you
twin
could like
blades?
split them together and make like dual weapons, that'd be fine.
Twin blades are mid. Come on, guys.
All right, well, I guess I'll start. Let's see. First question.
Let me write that down. Twin blades are mid.
That's a problem.
It's terrible, actually.
All right. Damn. Okay. Well, I guess I will start. What are the current plans going forward for the Hive? More Great Hives planned to be added anytime in the near future. Hive origins, life we, etc. It's quite a lot of. Okay. I'm a huge fan of the Hive and would love to see new content, even if it's simple things like small talents or equipment, weapons. There's no denying the Hive is very underdeveloped content-wise in comparison to other factions. Would love to see more. Yeah. So for the first half of that question, yeah, you will see another Great Hive, probably pretty soon. As for Hive content, like Origins, Life Weave, like I said, like at the start of the direct, when I was first asked the question, like a lot of the early legwork for that is done. So once the whole team comes together, we're good for that without without too much difficulty. Life Weave, no, you'll be lucky to get like some Hive bolts for now. For what I have planned for Life Weave, it's just it's a lot to do on my own. It's I wanna do something that's like a unique gameplay thing. Because a lot of Deepwoken feels like kind of samey. Huge fan of the Hive, love seeing new content. Yeah, that's what's up. Well, I'm glad you are a huge fan of the Hive. Me too. Next question: is Life Weave going to be attunement? If so, will it still come with multiple paths? Yes. Next question: if our guild base is constructed with the help of Life Weavers. In specific, our campfires in the guild base similar to ones in the Hive. Yeah, those heat stones, they're called heat stones, and yeah, they do come from the Hive, but that's just basic stuff. Just got spread. Next question for you, can we expect the Hive content, more Hive content after its origin release? Hive themed weapons. Yeah, of course. I make one thing every year. So yeah, I will do another one eventually, another Hive thing eventually. For you, do you think your experimental work with Pyrokeeper has had a positive or negative impact gameplay wise, and will you continue making things akin to it? Yeah, I pop in, make some stuff every once in a while. If I think it's fun, I'm gonna add it. If it is unbalanced, I don't mind nerfing it or changing stuff around. And next question: do you like pizza or burgers? Who? Pizza is what I like the most, but I can't eat pizzas anymore, so burgers. And some stuff will I add more Hive? Wait. Oh, do you plan to write more lore or expand on more things you've made? Well, yeah. I mean, I've been writing lore for the Hive since Arch brought the idea to me before Deepwoken released. I plan on still writing lore whenever. And if other Luminants release, such as Central or South, what are your plans to differentiate the Great Hives from others design-wise? I plan on Central Great Hive being like a completely underground root network. That was like one of the like designs I don't mind like speaking on. I think that's the last one.
So you're looking through this dev Q&A thing, no?
Yeah, we got the questions up there.
Anyone else want to go before I answer some?
I'll go. All right. Will K1 go on another legendary streak of content soon like he did in the past? Thank you, whoever wrote that.
Don't hype him up, please.
Deep, might I add, he said Deep needs him. Thanks. But, that really depends, because, like, it depends on if I'm, like, super motivated at the time. Like, Blood Ren was, like, an idea for Hollow Tide. I just kind of just like started working on it and like just powered through it. Same with like a lot of like the other content that I make, like Maestro, Iron Sing. Iron Sing was kind of like a, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't like it that much anymore, but at the time I thought it was cool. But if I could go back and remake, I would. As for like other contents and weapons, undecided, bro. Next question. Let me see. K1, is there any chance of you making more attunement paths in the future? Yeah, definitely. I heard Blood needs a few. And I think Iron Sing could probably get a new one and maybe a Shadow one. But I don't have any concrete ideas for them. Number 3, will there be a Duke Aricia skin in ABA? Nah. Number 4, not a question, but let K1 know that I really like his work on the game and I would love to see more from him. Thank you, anonymous fan. Number 5, Rust Path for Iron Sing, reworks Scrap Singer. Yeah, maybe. But Rust is like that's actually a pretty good one. But we do have some more. Am I even allowed to say this? Nah, there's paths for like. There's plans for like special paths like that in the future, like Rust, Magma, Sand, stuff like that. Will Silent Cascade ever be renamed to Manicaddy? No, I didn't even add that. 7, are you ever going to drop another Iron Sing weapon? Yeah, it's actually in the works. Number 8, for K1, Melonbeard, Yayafino, or Zartania, do you plan to write some lore of your own, or expand on some things you made with its own lore written by you? No, not really. I leave most of the lore stuff to the lore team. They do a great job. I have ideas like here and there, but I don't really write a lot of the stuff. Just kind of go along with it. And yeah, I'm also. I think that's it. Were there any questions for Sir Mead Hollow?
I don't know if there was. I think we kind of went over what we were gonna do. We just kind of mentioned that we wanted to be doing something for Sermaid on the list.
If you've got like something you want to put out there, I mean, I
Yeah,
feel
feel
like
free.
you're more than free to. Yeah.
Are we allowed to leak any of this stuff or no? Or you want to keep it under wraps?
It's up to you, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll just keep it under wraps. We'll just say a new boss fight is coming with the dungeon as well.
Tough.
Anybody else?
She's pretty cool. Arch, do you have anything to say?
I don't think Ark's here.
Is Arch in call?
He's walking around type. Oh, yeah, he's on the VC.
No, he's in game.
Oh, he's in
But
game.
he's not on call. Yeah. He sent me like a bunch of he sent me like pretty elaborate answers to the questions he got.
Oh.
Yeah. But you know, up to him if he wants to hop in.
Yeah. I guess in the meanwhile, I guess I'll take a look at a few of these questions. Someone asked if I'm gonna do layer 2 or layer 3 bell. Maybe layer 3 bell. Depends on what we do. I do like the idea of getting like exclusive bells in layer 3 though. That sounds sick. Someone asked me about Gale Odachi. I'm not gonna lie, I am a Gale Hammer fan, but who knows? I am kind of going through making popular, like super suggested weapons as we speak. So maybe might do Gale Odachi. I'll think about it. What else? I think I lost that question.
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Was that Dex?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Dex?
I can address my questions real quick and bounce real quick. Next, is it just the ones you sent me?
Yeah. If you want, I mean, there's also there's the full doc, but you've got the same questions in your DMs, so.
Okay. So for the first question, am I gonna make another oath like Vision Shaper? No time soon. Mainly because Saintstorn and Vision Shaper still need a lot of polish, and they just never feel done. And then, am I gonna do the Arc Water rework? It's not really a rework. It's kind of just like imagine a path within the oath, but no time soon because other things take priority over that right now. And then Arc Water not having a connection to the Ignition Union and Iron Sing, I think that makes sense if it did. I would probably have to talk to K1 about that to make a connection there because Iron Sing was made after, but now we can kind of tie those in together.
Blood too.
Iron Sing came from the Hive.
And then the Titus boss fight, engaging dungeon, glaze. Do I for future boss fights? I probably wouldn't make the ministry one for whoever asked that. But I do plan on making another boss fight, so I will get to that. Just like in the same realm of no time soon. And then the best question: am I going to release the domain bell? Yes, I'm still stuck on the same thing and have been for the almost past year. So that sums up my questions, and that's it.
Very cool. Thank you.
WDex.
WDex. Man's been busy. Does anybody else want to like go through theirs, or are you just going to like?
No, it is
That's
my
fine.
turn.
Okay,
Oh, Corey.
Corey! Yo!
Go ahead, my
Wait, I'm
God.
hype.
Well, there was only one person who managed to write a question to me, and they misspelled my name. Not able to even write my name.
To be fair, they mentioned like multiple developers and they purposefully misspelled like every name in that as like a joke. So it was hard
I
to
see.
find.
You know, someone asked me what was my favorite thing to work on in the game, and like me personally, no, I don't really work on content. I'm my line of work is backend and bug fixes, which I know this sounds bad because oh boy, a lot of them do do cracks, don't they? I just haven't been an active recently. But no, answer to that question. Well, content work isn't my specialty. My favorite thing to have worked on thus far was throwing together Enmity's combat logic. For those who don't know, I worked on Enmity, or rather implemented his attack logic. The attacks themselves and all the animations and assets, they were mostly done and made by my other talented colleagues. But yeah, I threw together his combat logic. I wanted to break the mold with his boss design, because Deepwoken hasn't really seen something like Enmity up until that point. A boss that actually combos up, chains attacks together, and has different branching logic for depending on how what the player is doing, if they're parrying or dodging. And yeah, it was really fun. Like I had a lot of dopamine rushes whenever like I made significant progress on his implementation. Yeah, that was really fun. Okay, that's all.
You should do more bosses.
Sure.
True, so true.
I can add something. I do want to do the lionfish rework. That will be done by me, most likely.
If Enmity is so good, where's Enmity 2, you know?
Is the lionfish map coming out at the same time, Corey? Is that a thing?
Coming out at the same time as what?
As the rework?
Lionfish map, what?
Lionfish
Oh, lionfish
mount?
mount.
I'm not doing that. Y'all can do that.
No, the game needs that. We need that.
True. Anybody else wanna answer their questions?
I guess I could.
You go first. You go first.
Oh, me? Oh, sorry.
You go.
Okay. Okay, so someone asked, well, to the developer that made Dormant Splinter, can you make more relic weapons like that? Even though it was a pain to get, it was really cool and made me want to play Deep, just to get the weapon. And another subsequent question about Dormant Splinter would be if I wanted to design any more recipes. Yes. I'm always interested in making like new relic weapons. The niche with those specifically is for them to be unique in some kind of aspect, whereas legendary weapons can traditionally be quite standard in their moveset, like hack and slash with a special effect or a certain stat. Relic weapons kind of change the mold, sort of like Vortex Echo, where you like pull the chain on your watch and you go back in time and reset your cooldowns, or create a healing pool, or specifically deal with the damage with your M1s. I would need to find some sort of concept that aligns with that kind of vision, but once I find something like that, I'm more than happy to. What's 1 plus 3? I need help with my math homework. 4. But get. Why are we asking this? Am I going to fix Death's Reverie? I've been waiting over half a year for the movement to be fixed. I've bumped it daily. Halotide's soon. I'll probably give a once over to all of the weapons that have been previously added. Possibly give some of the original ones new crits. I gave Skyreap its own crit sometime last year, but the other two still need some love. But I can tweak those up. Would there be a scenario where you or another dev... question asking me to repurpose specs. My specs are really badly coded and I spent like next to no time on them. So I'm not gonna drop those. Unless...
Show him the rock.
Oh, the rock? Oh my god, the rock. Hang on.
I'll be a demonstration.
The rock.
Oh,
Oh, Christ.
But does it kill or not?
I gave one of these to Mike Pike because he won some sort of event, and I had to nerf it. What the
hell? Yo,
serpent. Yo. Wait, that's the new model. Yo.
Nice. Nice. Good job.
Lore event.
He's got rigor mortis.
No, it's not on. It's not on.
Perfect leak, bro.
This is animal cruelty.
W leak.
This is messed up.
W leak.
W leak, bro.
Said
Ripped
it.
him
You
out
were
of the
saying?
freezer.
Bro, I'm
saying?
doing it.
Oh my god. I'm trying to say my specs are like dog shit and I'm not adding them because look at this. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I think the rock is kind of funny though. Like,
It is kind of funny.
If you made like a
if you
smaller
wanna
version,
drop
that'd
it-
be tough.
We made the rock
Well, it's
model.
gotta
And
be
that's supposed to be
comically
like a
large,
little
right?
chiseled piece of it. But yeah, that probably not. It's probably not worth the time or the effort, and it'll probably spawn some kind of crazy bug. And I don't want to murder people with a rock and like have restores over that. So I pass. Oh my god, another question about the rock. Why does everyone want the rock?
They want the rock, man.
Tunes, are we ever getting the ether saber? Oh my god, maybe. Like a lightsaber? One day, maybe. Maybe ask Fino for that. That seems like a Fino weapon.
Interesting.
Fino, lock in. Lock in.
It's so funny because like most of the weapons I make are just like common like things that nobody knows that I made. like
my last question. Am I God? Literally and metaphorically. No, I'm not. What? My questions are so weird. I'm sorry. Percy, go for it. It's your turn.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
Yo, guys, it's like it's lifting up. Wait, can we clear it?
Oh my god, why is it taking off?
Why is it actually lifting? Hold on.
Yo.
I'm looking in the yo.
What the hell?
Wait. Oh, my fly tool's gone.
Just jumped off.
We gotta fight him.
Yo, the authority people are killing me because I'm in the hive. And my fly tool's gone.
Is that? Yo, we should get some free cam action on that. Oh, Percy will be right back.
Alright, this is the intermission.
Yeah, this is the lore event.
Like, this thing doesn't have a actual value. You got to like put some over manual.
It's just a model.
Yeah, this thing is a literal model.
Oh my god.
We're gonna swarm it like flies.
Alright, we just continue on the back of it.
Yo.
Yeah, new meeting spot.
Wait, we can stand on it?
Percy's back. Are you ready to answer your questions?
I'm back, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can answer my questions. So this is to me, Arch and Nagti, but I'm just gonna answer it myself. So as the main writer of the game, what stories are you most excited to write about during Verse 3's development? I mean, so far I've had a lot of fun with Authority. It was really fun working with Nagti. Shout out to Nagti for helping me a lot with it after I burnt out really fast writing a load of stuff at the start. But in future, I'm really excited to do I think just a lot of the background work is really fun. Like brainstorming with the rest of the team, it's always a really good time. Like we always get really really great ideas together, and we really formulate it into one great story. People in chat's hot dessert. I just seem people don't know who I am. Damn. So someone asked me anything more you can say about Lullaby Owls. I've got NPCs coming up. They're on the backlog. I'm going to add them later on. They're gonna come in one big bundle. So it's probably gonna come with Kiron lore because I have a lot of Kiron stuff in the cooking. It's cooking. Another question. What is your thinking process when coming up with the artistic designs, whether they be in the form of illustrations, character writing, designing? Usually it's driven from inspirations and concepts in my daily life, like literature, history, fashion, random stuff I find in antique stores, jump it all together and make it into a concept. Yeah, a lot of them from books, non-fiction books. Yeah, not much on that. Will you make more dress outfits and stuff like that, like the varicose and finery variants or hats? I will do a lot more dresses. That's on my roster to do. I'm slowly learning how to do Roblox outfits themselves, so they should hopefully be coming out not soonish, but in time. Probably during Verse 3. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Alright. Anybody else want to answer theirs, or are we gonna be satisfied with text answers for the rest?
Well, I would like to answer some questions, but nobody asked me anything.
Just talk.
Well, I'll ask the chat. So I made I'm Melonbeard. I made Chain Warden and Blade Harper and a bunch of the legendary weapons. I'm looking at the chat if you guys have any questions regarding my work or anything you'd like to see.
Someone's asking about more sites again.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have to happen, bro.
Punchy
But
asks, can we see more deadlock in Deepwoken? Good one.
Spending way too much time on that game. But do we...
Dude, sorry, go on.
Well, I'm kind of out of the loop, but we do have... Is there like a Scythe class in the game? Or is it...
They're
is it
kind of
like-
great
is
swords
it
right
called
now, I
like
think.
Great Axe or something? You
Let's
know, is
find
there
out.
actually... Oh, just anything?
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
Scythe.
You have a scythe.
Yeah, we have sites in game.
I mean, I know we have scythes. I know we have like the quartzstone
Oh,
pickaxe. and
they're
Moon Scythe. Oh.
their class is great axes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, you know, that could be something we could expand on for sure. You know, having a Scythe class and maybe some Scythe content. Moons. Let's see. Moon Scythe. Moonsai?
Moonsai.
Yeah. Shit. Might be next. I've been kind of itching to make another of, because I do like making kits. But it would be something that I would have to think about a little bit deeper. Because, you know, Deepwoken already kind of covers a lot of the class kits in a way. And, you know, there is just a lot of content in the game, so kind of planning something original or, you know, keeping it interesting is a challenge. But it is something that I do want to make. Oh yeah, bows too. You only have
Yeah, I
one.
mean,
There's only one bow in the game, as of right now, I think. Do you guys enjoy the using the bow at all?
Honestly, the bow's kind of chopped.
Is it?
Yo.
Okay, so when blades are mid, the bow is chopped. I mean, what
Crazy,
else,
that's
man?
crazy.
You got anything else?
Not than like
retirement of
how it
Melon
looks,
Beard.
just like it's just not a good weapon anymore.
Akamatsu rocked up and said, "Let's kill this guy."
I didn't even
I mean,
know.
the bow looks amazing, but it's like bro,
I didn't even know we had.
it was like busted, then it got nerfed, and then like it got chopped.
Where am I from? I'm Swedish.
Did you see a pronouns are Swedish?
Somebody asked where I'm from.
Oh my god, I did not hear that right. I thought someone said, "What are your pronouns?" and you said Swedish. That's the most like. That's the most Scandinavian response possible.
Melon, please update ABA. I got you, bro. Don't worry. All right. I mean, can we see? Wait, let me find that question again.
Yo, Lam, do you want to be like added to the forums so you can like browse the other questions as well if you'd like?
Sure. Yeah.
I need your email though. I'm gonna have to dox yourself to me. Sorry, mate.
Mindbeard is lying. He's Albanian. Yeah, that's Eddie. I'm a Swedish citizen. I'll put it like that.
He's somebody asking about if we're ever gonna do a Lightborn tournament again. Dude,
I'd love to.
I'd love to see another one of those.
Like, genuinely, those were so fun back in the day.
Wait, would I?
Oh, yeah.
Would I be allowed to?
And it's about damn time.
I want to join in, bro. Those are fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's
What do you mean you want to join in? You already got a light one. You're
No,
literally
it's
a developer.
bro. For the but like I'm still a CC though, right? Like,
Oh, all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, you've upgraded. You can't.
Something about that. Something about that doesn't seem right.
Just call a timeout.
Somebody asked if Blade Harper could get another mantra slot. You know, I'll look into that for sure.
Just
If it's relevant.
What do you mean by relevant?
Well, you know, if it's missing compared to any of the other ropes.
Oh,
True.
I'll answer your.
I'm not sure about the details of how many slots it gets and whatnot.
I'll answer your question, Ripped. What keeps you inspired when developing? Basically, games are fun, and like it's about like putting yourself or seeing yourself as something that isn't you, if that makes any sense. And I don't know if it's for everybody, but for me, it's like really easy for me to get like immersed in like something and spend a lot of time in it. It's probably because of like my brain, but being messed up. But basically, the inspiration or the thing that keeps me going is wanting to continue to exist in those worlds. As long as they exist, I'm like having fun.
Isn't it for the love of the game?
Truly.
I actually got a bunch of questions. I should probably answer some. But I got like, I went through them. I haven't quality checked mine.
Somebody in the chat said
many
that's
questions.
somebody in the chat said that's autism. Wow, I didn't know.
Yo,
What? I didn't know.
diagnosed you. That's crazy.
He got an accurate diagnosis. That's right. The Yayafino diagnosis. You got me.
Damn, Fino, if you were living in the UK, that'd be like £1,000 saved. That's crazy. You just got like a free diagnosis in
True.
chat.
Unfortunately, I already have my diagnosis.
I felt that. Sure, I'll answer some of mine actually. Let's see. How far along are you with the enmity boss theme? I assume it's the enmity boss theme. Yeah, the what was it called? Confutatis Maledictus thing. That was a sneak of the enmity boss theme. I'm like half done with it, but we've sort of shifted development focus to the roadmap, like Rag said, laser focused. So I've been kind of working on that. I've got my next thing that I'm going to work on is like for Halotite stuff. You'll see. I'm planning a collaboration with another artist. You might know them.
my boy Rune.
Their name is Rune. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're planning to do a couple of tracks together. So that'll be fun. What is the thought process behind making a lace and why did it take so long? I'm not gonna live down the 2-year time span that it took to make that track. Honestly, like half of it was literally because I was working on a really bad laptop until like summer last year. My FL Studio projects used to take like 30 straight minutes to load. I would just open the project, get up, go make like a cup of tea or something, come back, and then still be loading. So when I got on my new computer, not laptop, I actually got like a desktop PC. I started making more progress on the track. Thought process behind it, same as the rest of my music. Really, it's just a lot of the time I'll just throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks. What doesn't stick, I'll cut, that kind of thing. It's like that. There's this one image of like Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo movie online, where it's like an altered caption that's just like, I don't remember filming the movie. The spirit of Shaggy possessed me and I blacked out. That's kind of how I make music. If you ask me like to describe my process like bit by bit, I could not tell you. Then there's what else? Any kinds of foreign music you take inspo from? I just take inspo from music that I listen to in general. So there's a lot of Celtic folk music. I love Scottish folk. It's so good. It's such a lively scene. I listen to a lot of classical, sort of baroque music. Jazz sometimes. I used to be a really big metalhead when I was a teenager, so I've been incorporating that a lot as well. I take inspiration primarily though from other video game composers. My main inspiration is probably Darren Korb, who made who works with Supergiant Games, Hades, Transistor, Bastion, Pyre. Those games, they're so good. I love his style. He never misses. Stuart Chatwood is another good one. He made the I think I got his name right. He made the Darkest Dungeon soundtrack. That's so good. The Color Out of Space DLC had a really good soundtrack that inspired some layer 2 music and part of like Berryman's tracks. Who else? Christopher Larkin, Hollow Knight soundtrack. That's a really good inspiration.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Chris Christodoulou from Risk of Rain 2. I love his music.
I was just about to say him.
Chris Christodoulou?
Yeah, and his music was electric.
Yeah, and his music, I love Chris Christodoulou, man. He's the goat. Do the Duke voice? Maybe at the end, I'll think about it. Do I still consider Kyria my magnum opus, or has my mind changed? I think LA Sun is like, okay, Kyria is still like a really important track to me personally, because it has a lot of like, has a deep personal meaning to me. But I think LA Sun is like that's my best work by far, I would argue. It's just good form. It's just like, it's just good. I don't know how else to put it. Next song I'm planning on making, already mentioned that. That's the collab with Rune. Inspirations and development Deepwoken that are already answered. Like I said, I didn't check my questions first. So. Release of Volume 2 OST. And what about a physical release? I'm gonna do a plug here. We actually have the Volume 1 soundtrack up in physical CD form. On sale now. This is the second run, and if you go to OST, I need a drink. Hold on. If you go to the OST channel and you look at the links, you can purchase the physical copy of the soundtrack. We will be releasing Volume 2 as well. I'm really happy with the publisher. And I'm just really happy with what the work they do. As for Volume 2 itself coming out, yeah, I mean, we're entering verse 3. I'd like to wrap up Volume 2. I mostly want to do like a couple of extra tracks for it, and then like release it if I can. Like Volume 1 had bonus tracks, I want to do that for Volume 2. Finish Enmity, and there were 2 others I think that I wanted to do. A new Kirsa combat track would be good, because it's kind of using Insomnia. This is the thing with some of the music, is like there's sufficient placeholders right now. So it's like that can sit for a bit if need be. But I'd like to finish Enmity theme, Layer 2 combat track, and that's a couple of bonuses, and that's Volume 2. Conquest related tracks. What happened to Conquest related tracks? Are they scrapped or just gathering dust? If so, will they ever be released as cut content? We might put them in the game and other content if need be. I only actually finished 1 track. The others were a work in progress. So Shallow Breath, remix of it. Is it still bumping? Yeah, it's playing in the background right now. So for Conquest, we originally planned like active and passive tracks. So same track plays whether you're in combat or out of combat, but it switches up in intensity. So the version playing right now is the background track for when you're not in combat. So yeah, I don't know. If we don't put it in the game, I'll release it as like, separate content. Any other? Oh, does Noctigonus do anything else than music? Yeah, I do. I do dialogues. I do writing. I've written some of the books for the game, and I helped with occasional scripting. Mostly what I do is I just lobotomize work others have done, and use that. I did help here and there with like the Titus stuff, Titus release. I helped with that a bit. Any chance that OST, nature sounds, and music will be separated? I don't like hearing bird sounds in nature while it's snowing, someone asked. Yeah, this is something I've been thinking of doing, is like, when we launched the game, I wasn't really good at like mixing and mastering and volume control and that kind of thing. I'd like to, like I've gotten better since. So when I published the soundtrack, I remastered a lot of the work there. And then now that I've got the CDs, like the physical CDs, I put it on my CD player. Yeah, more easily. Yeah, that's dope actually. Because this is just a thing that would take a lot of time, right? Because I'd have to go back, like, make sure it sounds good, because like I've improved in mixing and mastering, so like I need to make sure it doesn't sound like ass. And then split it, maybe in the future, basically. Eventually, hopefully. I'd like to do it. It just needs need a chunk of time to do it. Are you ever planning to release the rest of the Seaside album on Spotify? I have concepts of a plan. I have ideas. I'd like to get to that eventually, but it's just Seaside album is kind of just something that's growing. I might just release some of it as singles and whatnot. We'll see. Do you have any plans? What was that?
That was
Zart.
That was Zart.
You're right,
Zart's. That was like Zart's TV.
What the fuck?
Yo, that's alright. I was just about almost done with my questions.
Yo,
let me
my
just-
bad, guys. They're like watching a movie back there.
Yo. All right.
Thank you, Zartania. Very cool. Do you have plans of releasing FLPs paid or free for popular tracks like To Sleep Dreaming or Oscillation? This is something I've thought about in the past, but not FLPs, because obviously if I just drop an FLP file, if you load it into your Fruity Loops Studio, FL Studio, it will just say like, oh, missing this VST, missing this VST, etc. I was thinking of doing what Chris Christodoulou did with the Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack and releasing, like, he calls it an engineer's edition, which is like stems. That would be something cool to do in the future. I can't make any promises that I will do that, but it would be, in my opinion, just something cool to release, because there's a lot of people make fan tracks for Deepwoken, and I curate a playlist of that. As they pop up, every now and then I search like Deepwoken fan music on YouTube and like sort by latest and add whatever that I like or that I think is cool to the playlist. So there's a big fan community of creators. I'd like to make things easier for them in some aspects, like making remixes, that sort of thing. So we'll see. This is like something like the ambient stuff that would just take time. So maybe in the future, no promises. This one was a joint question. As the main writers of the game, this is from Yarch and, hot, but I'll answer myself as well. As the main writers of the game, what stories are you most excited to write about during Verse 3's development? I really want to see more Diver stuff, honestly. I loved writing stuff for the Divers. Like the Song of Fathoms book I wrote, Death Scribe's Journal. It's just fun. They just have like fun lore. It's like absurd kind of futility, right? Like you're faced against this insurmountable task and you have to protect humanity. I just like Diver's lore, really. So yeah, I think I'd like to write more about them. I want to see Bleaksty. I'm not gonna lie. Eventually, when we get to that, I'd like to have a hand in working on that. What is your thinking process when coming up with the artistic designs for writing and designing compositions? For compositions, again, I just black out. But like usually, I start with a beat and like a bass line. So this is what I call the spine of a track. So I lay down a beat, a bass line, and then I build on that. That's how Blood and Thunder started. That's how a lot of tracks sort of started. Sometimes if I have a musical idea, I'll lay down on FL Studio and then add stuff to it. So it kind of grows from like a base point. Yeah, for writing, I don't know. I like to, when writing, for example, the authority stuff, I like to think of, okay, we have these characters that we're going to write, right? Like we have concepts of them. We have the concepts for them, and we're like, where do we place them in the world? How do we connect them? Because if we just put in like a bunch of random NPCs without any connection, that's just not entertaining, not fun. So yeah, I see how we can connect the NPCs, how we can connect them to the world. Like for example, Murray and Augustus in Merit, they talk about like, regional sort of politics. They touch on it a bit. I meant for Warden Jericho to touch on it more, but I kind of just ran out of time. I didn't want to hold up the update. So I'm hoping to get that in for later patches, like a lot of his dialogue tree, because he was meant to have a pretty complicated one. Yeah, I just try to make connections between characters, like plot threads. It kind of just comes naturally to me. Chillbird Lord Gorilla Oath questline, yeah. And then, how will the progression of the lore be shown in Deepwoken going forward? This was a question for writers in general. Well, I mean, like player progression. Damn, I mean, Titus was like acknowledged by multiple players. You could say that's like not players, multiple NPCs like Murray and Augustus. I think Jericho also mentions him a bit. So that's kind of like one of the main ways, right? Like, oh, this update happened, these characters are going to talk about it. We currently acknowledge like progression of the character with the merit update. Like if you have different ranks, they'll give you different dialogues. In terms of like the narrative progressing, like Rag said, if there's going to be like a final boss to Deepwoken, that's going to have like a big impact on the lore, like NPCs mentioning it. Personally, I think I wouldn't be surprised if, as we go along and we like progress the Eastern conflict, for example, some NPCs like disappear, or like depending on where you are in the story, right? Because for example, in the Duke questline, you have Kenneth, and Kenneth disappears because he gets murked. So I guess that kind of stuff, really, just making it so. Because when we're writing, going forward, I feel like we want to make it so the world reacts to the player, and the player can react to the world. And a part of making the world react to the player is, like players' actions, like influencing the story, is shuffling about NPCs, having them refer to things that happened, acknowledging differences. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling at this point. But yeah, that's kind of it. I think that's all for my questions so far. Arch sent me questions. Arch, do you want me to like read them out or nah?
Arch Mage questions?
Yeah, Arch got a fair few questions.
We could read them out.
Is he watching the stream right now?
He's here. I don't know if he's
RQ2.
He's in game. We can
Well, since we're reading out questions, do you want me to read them out, or should I just like post them?
Oh, he said like they're gonna be in like the post, like after.
Yeah. Well, they're also gonna be in a post. That's fine. If you'd rather I just post them all in the doc, that's fine as well. Cool. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk the audience's ear off about?
I just saw somebody ask again. Is the gardening update scrapped? No, I made that like a year ago. It's just like I wanted it to be more fun than just like you know. Well, the whole thing about it is just like a whole different way to play Deepwoken. Dude said fucking grow a garden Deepwoken, dude. Like I made it before Grow a Garden even existed, bro. It just didn't come out.
Alright, but does it grow offline though?
Does it grow offline? Like Fino, you suck. You didn't make it grow offline.
Grow a hive. Let's go.
Dude, I like goodness gracious. But no, it's not scrapped. Like it has like been in and completed. It just like I don't know. I just want it to not be like boring. Put that on the game title. Yeah, when gardening comes out, Art, just Deepwoken grows offline.
Yo.
Dude, you know the trend on front page games right now where they like put like 1 hour or like time until update? It's like there's like a little clock in there. We do that for Deepwoken. We say Deepwoken grows offline. We make, I don't know, steal a Deepwoken or whatever.
That exists.
That's money, baby.
That would be the funniest April Fool's.
Yeah,
it does. I put that in the dev chat.
Yeah, way.
We own the IP. We make it this time.
What a weird
Dude, that would be the funniest April Fool's of all time. Steal a
destroy, man.
Steal a Deepwoken.
That's so real.
Steal a destroy, man. Yeah.
Steal their game? Well, yeah, we'd be stealing the Deepwoken, you know? Makes sense.
Yo.
Oh.
I think Archmage hates me for that.
Yo.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Is that everybody's questions?
That's just about everyone. Is Zard here? He got a couple of questions if he wants to.
Okay.
He's got a TV in the background.
Yeah, that's all. I don't even love it. Yeah, I think I got a question about lore, bro. I definitely want to expand on the skeleton key lore because Rag made it, but honestly, it was pretty dope. So like, maybe like a character or something in a book someday. I just gotta like get more like accustomed to like writing the lore, but yeah. And then the shift stuff, I don't know. I would like Arc answer that one because yeah, it's like it's made, but just pending some stuff. So yeah.
I'll pass that on to Arc actually. Hold on, let me tag that on. That's gonna be question 9, I think. Yeah. Oh, whatever. Cool. I think that's pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Fino deck score. Yeah, that's all the questions. You got anything else you wanna like answer, Aga, or?
Yeah, I'll take a look. Chat, what y'all got for me? Let me see what chat has for me. I think I answered already a few. About what Shefo.
Someone said, "Is there other people that write lore aside from me and Percy?" Arch writes a lot of it. I mean, it's kind of a collective endeavor.
I do a little
It's
bit
less
here
like,
and there.
yeah, it's less like designated writer and more like someone comes up with an idea, we workshop it, and then like when we need to implement it into the game, it's like me, Percy, Arch, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, I'll add a weapon or something. I'll like write up some lore, make the descriptions, and then more times than not, I'll hand it over to like Arc to like double check, triple check, and like tweak little bits in the descriptions. But it's kind of just a pipeline of passing it through the devs. Everyone gets a little bit of action when it comes to writing the lore. Yeah.
Chime rewards. Oh, you know, that reminds me. There was an idea that I was posting here that I think was really good about more organic PvP. I think Rag sent it in the chat. and it was a suggestion. It was like a popular suggestion talking about how you, instead of having like chime skulls be like a representation of like you're about to get kicked out, they'd be like reversed, and you would need 3 chime grips to get like a small chest in the overworld and have like a 24-hour cooldown, but you get grips in the overworld to reduce the chime cooldown. So you have people engaging in both PvPs, but also like obviously they're going to go into the overworld to try and fight people. I thought that was a really cool suggestion. It seemed like people liked it, so I think that's why Rag sent it. So I think something like that would be cool instead of just like, oh, you just go in chime. You know, like you just sitting there trying to get like the rare 0.1% drop in chime. Like I think it'd be better just like, you know, you probably get some like nice passive sort of rewards. Things like prog relics maybe, very small amount. Stuff like that I think would be nice. But nothing super crazy. I think for the most part, Deepwoken has always been like, you kind of get most things through PvE, even though I think like a few things being PvP exclusive would be cool, but it just depends on what we do, to be honest.
Arch told me to say on the stream because he got a question that said, can y'all make more Deepwoken plushies? And he said, straight up let us know if you want a specific plushie, and if enough people want it, we'll get it made.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if it's something people are like genuinely interested in, it can be like crowdfunded, we'll do it, you know?
Yeah.
We want to make plushies as much as you want to get them.
Yeah, I love plushies. I've got Duke Arisian Destroyman sitting on my shelf right now.
Yeah, got my big old Thresher with me.
Speaking of the
Hashtag
merch,
sponsored.
we need
What was that?
the Deepwoken hoodies, man. But
nah, man, why'd you bring it up?
I had to say it, Agaman's.
The new design.
No.
That's
I was gonna say, I think for a lot of people, right, and I think a lot of people in chat would agree, like a very simple, like Deepwoken logo,
like,
kind of just all black or all white. Hoodie.
High contrast, black white design.
I think a lot of people don't buy that. It's just a very simple hoodie.
That's an idea Rag and I have been workshopping, like a little bit. I've made like a little design, if you guys remember the dev server.
Oh yeah.
It's not something we're opposed to doing. I think it would be really cool. I'm motivated for that. The makeshift diver hoodie had a lot of it was quite ambitious. The original design for it was quite intricate. We had a lot more of the like armor and coat, like the specific details on lines and little bolts, and it looked cool, but makeshift has limitations on what you can exactly do with like printing and embroidery and stuff. Also, the shipping process is a big deal on how it could be like shrink wrapped and the whole pipeline. So it kind of got crunched by a bunch of different factors all at once, and it ended up looking a little plain, a little bit like a Halloween costume. And going forward with like apparel, like shit you can wear, we've learned our lesson, and we're gonna do some more like fashion focused stuff, not just like cosplay. I think that's.
Are you keeping the concept art under wraps? Or,
I mean,
showing some of that.
If you want to. Yeah.
I mean, I think it looks.
I think it looks sick.
Yeah, what you sent looks amazing.
I can find it. I'll ping you with it.
Sure.
This is for context. This might not be what like appears on it, like eventually. But this is just an idea that I had for a cool hoodie.
Right.
Or like to go on the back of a hoodie, maybe, and just like on the front there's like a little Deepwoken logo or something along.
I will say though, the hoodie, the design might be, not to everyone's taste. But the hoodie itself is like really nice, actually. Like the material and the make itself.
It's comfy.
Yeah, it's really comfy. It's like ridiculously comfy. Mine come in and it's like mine came in and it's a size too big, unfortunately. So, but like it's a good comfort piece of clothing.
I should better showcase it on a nice background. Here you go, chat. Like Eperon, looks fucking sick, bro. Something this would be on like the back, right?
Yeah, on the back, and then on the front there would just be like a little embroidered Deepwoken logo.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, I think this is sick, bro. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, chat. We will be buying this, chat. All of us.
Tough.
I mean, if that gets effectorized, we can probably just push that out. But effectors take a long time, so we'll see.
Yeah. So all still in the air. But we work these out as they come along. So it's like making merch is a process. You kind of you're gonna make some errors, but there's a saying in I think Russian that goes something like the first pancake's always burnt, which is like that you're not gonna get it right on the first try. But again, I do like the make of the hoodie. If we can get that with like the make of the makeshift hoodie, that'd be like really tough actually. I'd wear that out like in town.
Yeah.
Yo, that's the classic picture line.
Oh my god.
Yo.
Why does that exist?
Yo.
Can you pull that up on stream?
Why does it have that?
It's not AI, bro. It's not AI.
What do you mean?
It's not AI.
What?
Yo.
Oh my god.
Bro, I googled it. It's not AI.
What the fuck?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Let's not do that. Oh my god.
Alright, chat, what else y'all got? I think don't want to make the stream too long for the people who've missed it, so if we got anything else we can yap about, feel free to get it out now. Besides that, I think we talked about a lot of stuff, bro. Race Evo, Layer 3, Central basically confirmed, Holotide, Divergences, basically like Vamp, cameos sort of stuff. Dang, we basically covered everything.
Except for Layer 3. Well, actually, we did talk about Layer 3 and like the cells.
Oh yeah, Layer 3 open world plus randomization module sort of thing.
Yeah. Did we talk about Voidsy?
We mentioned Voidsy. I think Rag's response was like Void Tower, and that's kind of far in the future, but Voidsy something kind of like we want to do eventually and tie in with the ship modules.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's crazy. What was that? That's Layer 3,
That'd be
Central,
huge.
and Voidsy. Yo, we got some work cut out for us, huh?
Yeah. The Ragusa rally skill is gonna come in clutch.
Yeah.
Always.
We got it.
No,
For all the people-
Let me do a little poll though. I'm curious.
Oh.
No?
Wait. Will the day cleave, a weapon already described to exist in the Night X description, be added to the game? Maybe. Maybe one day.
The day cleave?
The day cleave. Don't worry about the day cleave.
I'm just getting flashbacks to that one question where someone said if we can add Nightmare Duke. I love that.
Nightmare Duke!
Nightmare
Yes,
Duke.
yes, we're adding Nightmare Duke.
Whoever sent that question, I want to personally thank you. That was incredible.
Most, chat. Which one sounds the most exciting to y'all, based on like what we've talked about so far?
I'm voting for Layer 3.
Nightmare Duke, but you just like pitch your voice down, like It's
So you're the one running about.
yeah, yeah. Your voice is shit. Yeah, you can do that. Wow.
Holy shit.
I thought he would come personally, but the Lord Regent must see me as a mere agent. So
What? Yo,
William.
no voice changer needed. Dude, just like just did that off rip.
Yeah. Someone said bro's talking in enmity voice lines. I did some layering work for enmity because it's like a combination of Arch's voice and mine. It's just for like the volume.
When did you voice him? What?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's mixing. Like Arch provided the main like,
Oh,
voice lines,
yeah.
and I layered mine on top.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's like if you use the same sample, like layered with like different pitches, it's just gonna sound a bit weird. So I added like my own voice to like add variation to it.
I see. Are you also gonna voice Nightmare Duke?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
My bad.
He's voiced.
Yeah, you just did.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
what
fucking
else did you say? I don't remember.
ADHD.
Right. Well, I
People
guess,
saying
Like death lines.
will there be?
Just
Oh,
for
I'm gonna head out, but before I do, I'll like answer this one question you've been spamming for a while. The Hive origin would be it would work like a faction origin, so like the Authority one, but not with like divisions or ranks, because it's not like a military like the Authority is.
Nice, no, me not for the
You're
just for you.
You're a Hivekin. You're a Hivekin, a citizen of the Hive, not a worthless cog like those Authority see you as.
Damn.
I'm sorry. That was the inner like prejudice. I'm sorry.
It's alright. Yeah, people saying vinyl for the OST. Yeah, we're working on it. I posted about it in the OST channel with the CD announcement. We're making headway into finding a producer for vinyl, because vinyl is made of PVC, which is polyvinyl chloride. I think it's chloride. Which, like, if it's done poorly, it's not great. Like, if the CD's of poor quality, it can be like bad for your health with like long exposure. There's like a lot of like people on the internet who can explain this better than I. But basically, it's like the byproducts of PVC production are harmful for the environment, and there's a lot more regulation in Europe on it, for example, than in the US. So we are currently looking at an EU manufacturer based in Poland, and their packaging is also environmentally friendly. It's like recyclable, biodegradable plastic, not plastic, like biodegradable wrap packaging. So we're hoping to, figure out, details with them, and when we know more, I'll let people know. But yeah, that's definitely in the works. It'll have to be a sort of best of, as opposed to like the full soundtrack, because vinyls, if you put a lot of music on a vinyl, the quality degrades like noticeably. So it's like we're probably doing a double release. So that'll be like 20 minutes of music thereabouts. Not 20, sorry, it's 20 per vinyl. So like 40 minutes. But the OST volume 1 is like already an hour 30. So it'll definitely have to be a best of. What else? What's the poll looking like? People excited for layer 3?
I'm not surprised.
Indeed,
I'm
layer
surprised.
3.
I'm excited for
Yeah,
layer 3.
I am too.
Yeah. Oh, people saying voice lines for characters. Yeah, voice acting is just one of those things. I'm like, I'd love to do more of it. That takes a lot of time and attention, like to direct the voice actor and then produce the lines. collect the lines into a voice sheet, as they're called, because we use like one file for voice lines for the characters. So it's like we have like markings in the script where it's like, okay, so you have the voice sheet. When you're saying this line, you say this part of the voice file. So that just takes a lot of time, and finding the right casting can be for the voice actor can be difficult. Definitely something I'd like to do more in the future, but not currently on the priority list, I'm afraid. Eventually, though, yeah, for sure. I wanted to do Titus. I have someone ready to voice Titus. I just need to get around to it. So it's just one of those things. Needs time, you know. Why won't Duke be an ABBA skin? Ask K1. I'm afraid that's not. I don't do that. ABBA? I love ABBA. Dancing Queen, right?
Dancing Queen. Yeah. Oh my god.
Someone said, Aga, are there any plans for Wither? I don't think there are any. There are many things in the game that make it anything more than, yeah, I got the status now, whatever.
More plans for Wither? That was a question for me.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I'll see what I do. If there's any good ideas, I always do look through popular suggestions, even though some people think I don't. I do like adding some cool ideas from there, like the Wisp, like the 7 Wisps idea. That was from popular suggestions. I thought it was cool. So if someone can come up with a cool concept, feel free. Also, I think there was an idea for, I think Tunes, you were talking about maybe like a new weapon talent for Witherblade to like really make the Wither stand out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I low-key forgot what I said. You might want to just refresh me.
We were talking about making it like a different sort of Wither. So this wouldn't necessarily be the Wither system.
Oh, like true Wither. Yeah.
It's like you have to heal off that Wither to actually heal. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I could probably make that, yeah.
Yeah, like just like a fully black bar or something, like it's like taking over your health bar, that kind of thing. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll see about maybe I'll add like a few more paths similar to how I added the kind of like the flame weapon path where you can like deal more flame damage with your Wither. I don't know, you guys come up with the ideas. I'm always looking.
Yeah.
Someone said, how can someone oh my god, I lost the message. No. How can someone get in contact to be considered for a voice acting role in Deepwoken? Usually we draw on people we already know, but because I mean, you know, there's only so many people who can do voice acting that a person can know. Eventually, my thinking is if we do decide to get people involved in voice acting, we'd probably put out like a casting call, like post like, hey, you can apply here. If you have like a demo reel or something, you can upload here. Yeah. We do only work with people 18 and up though, for a variety of like
ethical reasons and shit.
Ethical and copyright reasons, yeah, basically stuff like that. So yeah, we'll put out a casting call when we eventually do that. Someone also said summer company content. If we do an Origin, I have ideas. That's all I'll say.
Maybe I'll become the summer company guy. But like, you know, like every dev kind of has like, like, you know, Peanuts Hive, Dex's Legion. I don't really have like a thing, you know. I don't know. Do we need a thing?
True.
I feel like
I
like the summer company, so I might be the summer company guy. And like
I mean,
more guns.
they're the money guys, right?
Yeah,
like the money shocker.
The money guys. Was Captain Green?
Yep.
Captain Green. Oh my god! Wait,
we gotta add him.
The money guy. I forgot about him.
Yeah, the money guy.
Wait, yo, I forgot about him. What the fuck's his name?
Is he Mint Green?
I think is it literally mint
Is it
green?
literally just it's mint green? Oh my god.
That's his name, Mint Green.
Yeah, we came up with like a Summer Isle guy called like Mint Green. He's like all about money. I forgot.
Yo,
about
spoilers, dude! Don't spoil them.
Spoilers.
Oh man.
Captain Green.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. Well, we've got ideas when we get to them, because like Origins are on the roadmap, for example. When we get to them, we'll get to them. Don't worry about it. That's all I'll say on the matter. A bunch of questions about Iron Vow. That's for Rag. He's not here right now, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we were talking before the stream. We might keep Iron Vow more on the down low, just so that we can also just like flesh out the ideas a little bit more in the dev chats. We don't want to say something too early.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what's a good example? You know, probably the best example of not saying things too early is when we said we were gonna drop Conquest in a few weeks. That one was,
Yeah. This is the thing. Like,
funny one.
this is the thing with saying things out loud when you're a developer, is that a lot of the time people will be like, "Well, you said
I'll
that
hold
out
you to
loud."
it, yeah.
That's basically a commitment. Yeah. So like, you know, if things are still in the air, sometimes it's better to keep hush about it for a bit.
Speaking riddles 3. Riddles.
Speaking riddles 3.
I am a Deepwoken developer. Here is my riddles 3 about the future of Deepwoken. Keeping y'all guessing.
True.
Well, I think for now, probably call it a stream here. I might hop out of VC and then just do like outro. If you guys got any final words you want to say, feel free.
Hurrah!
I mean, hurrah! I'm wicked excited to be
Free
working
Hurrah!
on
Hurrah! Huzzah! Huzzah!
Huzzah. Huzzah. Haru. That one was on a poster. That was upside down.
True, hooray.
God, I loved writing Chad Steele. What a legend.
Alright, chat. Appreciate y'all for pulling up today. Hope you guys enjoyed the direct. It's been a while since we've done a direct, and you heard Rag. We'll probably do more things on the official Deepwoken channel. I know it's a little bit different. It's like, it's not really an Ogmod stream, but yeah, I think people will appreciate more it being on like the Deepwoken channel when it's for like more serious stuff. So just, you know, feel free. I'll leave comments open on the video to, you know, have discussion, leave thoughts about it. I'll leave the stream up as well so people can come back and do reviews on it. You know the ordeal, right? We got, hey, I'm gonna make a video on this too. Y'all know how it is. I need my money too. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been an absolute blast working with these guys. To be honest, I actually love being a Deepwoken dev, dude, and I'm very excited for future of Deepwoken, man. I never stop believing, bro. I mean, dude, if I was still only a YouTuber, bro, Layer 3 Central and damn, all 3. Oh my goodness. No, that was awesome. That'd be videos for, that'd be yap for ages, bro, ages. Yeah, we had like almost 18K players today too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I'm just, you know, that's me as the YouTuber. Now back as Ulysses Jones, the developer. So yeah, appreciate you guys for pulling up today. We'll be trying to keep up communications. Also, one more thing I forgot to add about communications. We'll probably maybe be doing smaller Q&As, I think, because I think we used to do those for the announcements and we kind of stopped doing them. I think this is a little bit better, but I think like for the smaller stuff, I think it'd be nice to kind of just maybe like some descriptions on like some of the changes that might be done during like I don't know, stuff for like balancing, or maybe stuff for like why things got changed. Smaller stuff like that if we need to, because I know some people were asking about that and I forgot to answer that. So yeah, and we'll see what we do, but thank you guys for pulling up and I'll be catching you guys later. Peace.